where some of the ideas that were in the Enlightenment came from. So one thing about the Enlightenment is it's very philosophical. And so there's lots of ideas like, I think this, and one thinker thinks something else. And so it did lead to changes, but a lot of it is about ideas. And in the corner, the definition of reason, the ability to think logically about something, the K, I think, is covered up. Anyway, so the first fact tells you about the purpose. And so the Enlightenment wanted to improve government and society. So the way the scientific revolution influenced the Enlightenment is that the Enlightenment thinkers were interested in using observation and reason to and apply that to human life. Okay, so observation, reason, and reason were important in the scientific revolution. So that was what the Enlightenment thinkers wanted. Those are ideas from the scientific revolution that the Enlightenment thinkers got. Okay, there were also questions. They had like philosophical questions about life, like does natural law give all people certain rights? And people had opinions about that. The next topic has to do, there's more about the reason and observation that you should have filled in on the last fill-in in this section. Then you had the Renaissance and Reformation. So what you might want to do if you look on my paper is if you look to on the left-hand side, I wrote Ren for the idea that goes with the Renaissance and Ref for the idea that goes with the Reformation. So for Renaissance, you should have something related to humanists. Oops, disappeared. How the humanists questioned accepted beliefs and thought individuals were important. And then for the Reformation, you have Protestants who fought against the Catholic Church and wanted to emphasize individual thinking more than just accepting the Catholic Church's authority. So like I said, you may want to identify on the side which idea matches which topic, Renaissance or Reformation. Okay, the last topic on this side has to do with classical influences. So what you have are ideas about people's participation in government, such as having a say in government, being able to do something like vote. So at this point in history, it's not like voting was used in as many countries as it is used today. But the Greeks wanted to trust people's reason and have people have a say in government. Some examples of that are listed below, dealing with Athens and Rome. All right, on the next page, what you have are Christian ideals, and it talks about using rational understanding, not just going by what the Bible says, but to think about it. And then the idea that there's an intelligent creator or God, and that human progress would indicate God's goodness, that we're progressing and changing. So not everyone liked, and what the side should say is don't just accept what the Bible says without thinking about it. Some of those letters got cut off based on how I have the screen arranged. Anyway, they want, like has already been mentioned, reason was really important, more important than authority, and people want to question topics, and some of them are listed there. Some of the specific topics are listed there. And then it says, not everyone likes change. Change is what gets cut off to the right. Because sometimes taking a new look at ideas led to conflict with accepted beliefs, such as Voltaire, who was put in prison twice. That would be a good example. All right. We also have ideas about religion. So it's again putting an emphasis on people thinking for themselves, figuring out the truth for themselves. That stresses individuals just like the Renaissance and Reformation did. Also, there were questions about like, does God exist? And other philosophical questions people had about religion at this time. Okay, and this to the side that gets cut off, don't need holy books. And obviously this is some people's opinions, not everyone. Lastly, it talks about enlightenment in government. And this was filled in for you, the concept of divine right of kings to rule. So this was an old idea that not everyone accepted during the Enlightenment. And something that was important was the concept of the government respecting individual rights. And two of the Enlightenment thinkers emphasized that, Voltaire and Locke. And you know a little bit about them. And these ideas led to changes in the American colonies in France. All right, that's it for Roots of the Enlightenment.